Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you're joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, I thank you very much for your contribution on my channel. Wherever you are joining from, please always go to the comment section at all time. Express yourself. Say it the way you feel it. Whatever be your contribution, put it down at the comment section. It's all welcome. You can criticize if you so desire, but do it constructively. We learn from each other on a daily basis. The fight is not just for me alone. It is for you and I. We have to put our heads together to find a solution to this very thing that is want to consume us. As we all know, the contraption called Nigeria is trying to consume every indigenous tribe in that very contraption. It is not just about the Igbos, not just about the Yorubas, not just about the Efik, not just about the Ijos, not just about the Middle Belt or the North. It is about every indigenous tribe in that very contraption called Nigeria. Nobody is feeling it easy. The heat is everywhere and we have to wake up. This is the time for us to take our freedom. This is the time to take our freedom. We don't have to wait for anybody to give it to us. We have to take our freedom. That is why we are standing up and speaking up. Whatever platform you have, use it and speak up. If you do not have a platform, share the video to friends and relatives. Share it to every place you belong so that people can hear our voice. You never can tell who the video will get into their hand. They will come to our aid. Because what we need in that contraption now is referendum. It is only referendum that can bring security in that country. Only referendum that can bring peace in that contraption. There is nothing else. Nothing else can assure the peace and security of the indigenous people of that country except referendum. That is why we are speaking up and asking for referendum now. Ask for a referendum. That is the only legitimate thing to ask for now. The only reasonable thing to ask for now is referendum, and that is what we are asking for. As you all know, the fake one Nigeria they are talking about and the unity in diversity they are talking about is all fake. You and I know it's all fake. The diversity in Nigeria is so destructive that it doesn't have anything to do with unity. When you see them talking about unity and diversity, there is no unity, no single unity in the diversity in Nigeria. No unity. Is it the unity that is going to kill a Southerner in the North? That when things happening all over the world in Arab nation, they kill a Southerner in the North. Nigeria has never been united. Nigeria has never at any point in time been united. And the unity in diversity is the destruction of Nigeria. That thing they are calling unity in diversity, the diversity of Nigeria is the destruction of Nigeria. That is why Nigeria can never work. When you see people begin to talk about unity and diversity, what diversity are you talking about? The diversity that want to take away the life of the Southerners at every given point? Is that what you are preaching? The diversity with the people who care about cow more than human being, who can spare the life of cow and kill a human being. Are they the people you want to compare yourself with? Is it the diversity of people who do not value human life, who prefer terrorism than somebody who is fighting for his own right? Is that the diversity you want to buy into? Nigeria has never been the same and will never ever be the same. These are two different groups. The South and the North are totally two different things, and they can never, just like oil and water, they can never miss. It doesn't matter how you turn them around, they will always stand on their own. That is what Nigeria is. This is the more reason why you have to support the breakup of that very country so that each ethnic group will survive on their own. People can take their decision. That is the obvious truth that people refuse to anchor on. More especially the political set. As for the ordinary Nigerians in the street, ordinary people in the street know very well that the only solution in that very contraption is what? Separation. People go their separate ways. When you go to the street and you listen to people in the street, you will hear their view that the ultimate point that they want, the only thing that they want is referendum and separation. People to go their separate ways. I will share with you this video. Hear from a man from the street what he had to say. This is the mindset of everybody, more especially from the southeastern part of Nigeria. 99.9%, this is their mindset and what they want. Separation from that contraption called Nigeria. Watch.
Okay, do you support the structuring of the country?
I want referendum. That's what I want. Nothing like restructuring cannot work. Are you getting it? Because we never love ourselves, and therefore there's no way it will work out. This is 103 years we now come together as one nation, and you can see that there's nothing this country can kind of boast of for the people. Are you getting it? We are tired of Nigeria being this one country. We are tired. We want total referendum as a Biafra man, as Igbo man. I don't want Nigeria again. I know unity is the best, but that all those ingredients that can make us to be united is not there. Let us not continue deceiving ourselves. We are not united anything. The unity is for mouth. The unity is for mouth. Are you getting it? We are never one, and we cannot be one at all, at all. It's like telling Satan and Christ to unite together. It's not possible. We have everything it takes to get light. It's never oil that is the problem of the Igbo man, because we have been surviving without oil. Are you getting it? But what we want is development. We want to go and develop our place. Look at this train that is going here. It is 18 train that passes in Lagos State, but one does not pass in our place. Are you getting it? One does not pass in our place. What are we talking about? There is nothing like unity. No go work. It cannot work. I don't have to force us to be united. When we say we cannot unite, we cannot unite. I want to tell you, it's even the woman that is working towards unity, that go to another man's place, settle down there, develop, build houses, stay there and feel free. How many Yoruba men go to Igbo land and develop it? How many Hausa men have been to Igbo land and develop it? It's only us that can go there and develop and settle down and feel free with anybody we see. So we are not one, and we can never be one. I have not seen anything that can make this country to be one. Let us not be deceiving ourselves. We cannot be one.
It is not just about the people in the street. Even the political elites, no matter how they try to play their game, try to deceive us, to make us believe that there is unity in diversity. When they come to the national television, you begin to hear them, the way they talk at each other, the way they look at each other, you understand there is no unity in this diversity. This is a kind of diversity that destroys a nation. A diversity that can never have a solution. That's the kind of diversity we have in Nigeria. When you talk about unity in diversity, it can never work. What unity in diversity? Is it unity in diversity in a country where some people prefer to live in a caliphate and some want a secular nation? How can you compare these two? Some people enjoy being in a caliphate, in Islamic caliphate. They are very happy with it. They practice their Sharia law, even in a secular state that we all agree to will be a secular state. They are practicing their Sharia law, and you are talking about unity in diversity. How do you want those of us who want a secular state to be able to survive in those kind of caliphate they are building? Unity in diversity that destroys you, that destroys me. Why should we embrace it? Why should anybody who is sane embrace such kind of unity in diversity? This is a false message that they are pushing around. They are forcing this false message into each and every one of us. We have to say no to it. The diversity of Nigeria is the destruction of Nigeria. That is the reason why Nigeria can never work. There is no unity. There is no strength in the diversity that we have in Nigeria. The only thing that the diversity does is that it kills some part of people. It makes sure that no indigenous person has access to their wealth. It makes sure that no indigenous person survives. It makes sure that no indigenous person has rights. That is the kind of unity we have in Nigeria. Nigeria is not one. The southern part of Nigeria and the northern part of Nigeria are never the same and can never ever be the same. It doesn't matter how they deceive themselves. It doesn't matter what they do. But I'm going to share with you a video of a discussion on channel television. This discussion was held on channel television. You will now see clearly that there is no unity in this diversity they are talking about. There is no unity anywhere in that country of Nigeria. What we have is division. Watch the interaction that was held in channel television between a southerner and a northerner, what they had to say.
So when you say that where a president that can unite the country is very important and where he comes from is secondary, some people will say no, that it's the other way around. That a lot of people will be looking to where, support is going to be coming from for the next president. There will be huge questions as to whether or not the North thinks that unity and carrying people along is important enough. I mean, unity of this country is more important. I don't want to say it's more important than competency, but those sentiments are strong enough that it will seem that no matter what you do.
Doesn't that reinforce the argument that there must be a democratically elected person, transparently and sincerely and openly? He must be elected first and foremost. Nigerians must recognize that that person, wherever he comes from, was elected. No dispute about that. He was elected because more Nigerians feel safe and secure and comfortable with him than anybody else, than any other candidate. And therefore, the elections Nigerians must be allowed to exercise their constitutional rights to elect a president.
If we were to put side by side unity and security, because they're two different things, unity and security.
No, they're not. Lack of unity creates problems for security.
It does.
This is what we're dealing with.
So one affects the other. But I'm trying to say that if we were to prioritize, because security is about how safe I feel.
Sure.
Unity is whether or not I feel a part of the country. I could be safe, sure, but I might not feel a part of this country. Sure. So if we were to prioritize unity or security, which do you think takes precedence?
I would say unite the country, but you don't just unite the country in abstract terms. You must give every Nigerian a sense of belonging. And the way you do that is you run a government that is inclusive, that pays attention to the peculiarities of sections, that brings in all Nigerians into the process of governance, and that is available to all groups. That's how you do that. So you reinforce unity and you give security. All this irredentism you're saying is substantially because people feel substantially marginalized. They feel they are not part of this administration. They haven't been part of this administration, and therefore they want out. The way to do this is to fix the leadership of the country. This time, elect somebody who would not behave like President Buhari runs his administration. That will substantially address both the security issues and the national unity issues.
In conclusion, and I'm going to take a closing comment, right? So perhaps I should take yours first. How do you see this conversation being resolved? Mr. Bababen has said that the governors belong to, you know, I don't want to see national groups.
They do.
Different national groups that have authority, you know, to do something about this. How do you see this conversation being resolved, especially now that we see that the southern governors don't belong to one political party. They all belong to different political parties. How do you think that this impasse, because it looks like this is what it's going to be at the end of the day, how do you see it being resolved?
It will be resolved through natural selection. Why do I say natural selection? Buhari and those who aid him in both the PDP and the APC have closed all avenues for discussion. You can hear what he's saying. If he walked to bring Buhari in, and after 8 years Buhari has ruled, he's telling me again, my brother is telling me we should allow him to also bring another of his brother in. How do
I'm
others
not telling
feel?
You that. Come on.
But that's
I'm
what
not
you're saying.
You that.
Why then contest what our people? You have taken your 8 years. You worked under Buhari. You came in with Buhari. And then whether Buhari disappointed you later on or not, that's not my business. Our people are now saying it is our turn, giving instruction to all our people. We gave these people 8 years. From now on, no matter the party you're in, no matter where you're talking about, make sure the thing returns here since they've taken their own 8 years, so that we'll be able to address this pertinent national security crisis. For a security crisis to be so difficult that people are now united despite their parties, despite their ethnicities, tells you that they see a lot that they don't want to speak anyhow openly, because if they do, somebody from the top will give
let me quickly say this, that it means that you elevate competence. I'm sorry, you would elevate where the person is from over competence.
No, I elevate security. I must be alive first before you tell me what.
And you don't think that a northerner, if he comes in again, can give you the security which you desire?
No northerner today can be able to reset the fraud that Buhari has perpetrated.
Just for being a northerner?
No northerner today. No northerner today. No northerner today can be able to reset the fraud that Buhari has perpetrated.
Just for being a northerner?
No, because they do not have. Listen, and you
they don't know that?
No northerner today has that capacity to face the Fulani Redentist movement. Take this from me. That's why you see
we
the
have
whole
to
of
go
the
now.
country
Mr.
is
Ononuju, we have to go now. I have to quickly take your own 30 seconds closing comments. How do you think this crisis, this impasse is going to be resolved?
I think it will be resolved, you know. I honestly think it will be resolved. I think the governors and key people in the southern part of the country recognize the fact that if there's going to be a future in this country, it's not going to be resolved in the way it is being done, with threats and with talk like from my brother here. That's not the way it's going to be resolved. Politicians need to get together and decide what is the best way forward. All these problems you see is because they're not doing their jobs properly. The governors are politicians too. In their parties, the governors are extremely powerful people. When you see them doing this kind of thing, it's a lazy and very dangerous way of playing politics. It should stop. They need to work as politicians and have the idea that this country must survive. Particularly the nature of leadership that emerges in 2023 is central to whether Nigeria survives or not. And it must not be regionalized, it must not be ethnicized, and it must not be made a subject of further division. If you cage a part of the country to create, I understand, if you cage a part of the country so that another part of the country governs the country because everybody else is condemned, that is not a good foundation for the future.
It's a fine place to leave it. We have to thank you both for coming on Sunrise Daily. Hakeem Baba Ahmed is the Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Northern Elders Forum, and Mr. Kachi Ononuju is an economist. Thank you so much for coming on Sunrise Daily this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
After listening to these two people, will you still be talking about unity and diversity? It is very clear that the country is not one and will never and can never ever be one. The best thing to do now to save life is to break it up. The best thing to do to save life is to conduct referendum so that people can peacefully decide their fate. People can peacefully go their separate ways. That is the only solution and nothing can stop it. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Share the video to everybody that needs to hear our voice. Share it to any platform. I say whenever you come across my video or any video from Oduduwa agitators or Biafra agitators, share it like wildfire so that people will hear our voice. You never can tell who the video will get into their hand. We have to continue to create this awareness. We have to speak now more than ever. Now that MAZI NNAMDI KANU will not be speaking to us, we have to be speaking. Every of his message, we have to carry it to the highest point so that people will hear our voice. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. And remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.